I'm gonna clean that shop.
That brings tears to my eyes. What? The kid said clean the shop. All right, welcome to Welker Farms. My name's Nick Welker. Cleaning the shop because my nephew, Roscoe, leg arms, little kid, said I had to clean it. That's good though, because there's things to happen today. You ready? Let's go fire it up. Ooh, oil. That's not the thing. Ooh, new tracks for the TV380. Let's get to it. First time changing tracks. These are a little war. And I've got some more stuff I'm gonna change on the skid steer, so it's gonna be nice when it's done. Firing up time. So here's the deal. This is our limited edition TV380 that we just picked up a couple months ago. Was it a couple months ago? Yeah, a couple months ago. And we bought it, but it has enough hours on it. The tracks, the original tracks, are shot and they need done bad. The rear idler, I guess you call it, idler, not pulley, wheel in the back. It's got flat spots on it. So I got new ones of those sitting over here. I'm gonna put those on. The drive sprockets, the teeth are starting to show a little wear, but you can reverse them. So I'm gonna take them off and flip them on both sides. So take that side, put it on this side, put it on that side, and there'll be a new edge. Get some life out of that. There's the new idler. I've never changed tracks on something before, so this will be a first for me. As far as I know, from the little bit I've looked at, there is a fitting that I take off, which will release the pressure in a little cylinder that's grease filled. That'll relax the track. Then when I relax the track, I'm gonna go ahead and take our crane here, tie it around this, pull it up tight on the old track, take this old sprocket off, then I'll be able to slide it off. I gotta jack the skid steer up, get the old track off, and then the new track I'm gonna shimmy back on there after I've replaced the rear idler back here, and then put the new drive sprockets back on. Does that make sense? I think. Let's go for it. Leg arms isn't here yet, so we'll see how much I can get done before he shows up and finishes the job for me. See, I practically have the whole thing done without leg arms showing up any.
Cool, dude. Hey, one question. My son was wondering, did you clean the shop yet? Doesn't look like it.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, look how clean that bench is.
All right.
Yeah, I swept the floor out there. That pile was not there a few minutes. I watched the video. Meanwhile, I've jacked the back of the skid steer up, as you can see. Got blocks under the back, the stands. I'm gonna use the forks in the front with the skid steer hydraulics to lift the front up a little bit, block that up. That should hopefully give me enough clearance to start pulling it all apart. Now that the skid steer is jacked up, got blocks around the whole thing, I'm gonna release the tension off this plunger or cylinder that keeps the track tension on. It's filled with grease, so I'm just gonna crack it open and let the grease slowly run out until the pressure's off. I might have to put some pressure on the front of this with something to try to squeeze more of it out to get as much slack as I can. Then I'm gonna take the crane, like I said, I'm gonna wrap it around the top of this track, start lifting it up, take this sprocket off, and theoretically I should be able to start peeling everything off. At least that's what I thought I saw when I watched the video on someone else's channel. All right, grease is starting to ooze out, so I'm just gonna let it sit for a second. I don't know if I wanna pull that plug all the way out until the pressure is off, because I think it could go bing, could mess the threads up. So we'll just let it slowly leak out the oil or grease right now. There might be a better way to do this. Is it collapsing? I think it's collapsing a little bit. Tension must be coming off. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Definitely loosening up a lot. Okay, well the tension's off. I'm gonna go ahead and just loosen up the bolts around this drive sprocket here. I'm curious the planetaries on this. I think it's planetaries, or that's just a, I bet it's a planetary. The oil's been changed recently. I should look into that, maybe change that too while I'm at it. It's always worth a shot, never know. Might break loose, but that didn't. So let's get the breaker bar. A little more motivation to it. All right, well, we got the sprocket off, and now we're gonna have to peel it off the front and back roller, and hopefully get it off, and then change the roller. Oh, that was a battle, but we got them off. That was a chore. Tracks are off, sprockets are off. Now, this is the back roller or wheel I was telling you guys about. It's got flat spots on it from healing the skid steer as it pushes stuff, probably silage because it smells like silage. I got new ones of these, as right there. That's going on. Another roller is bad in the front. Bearings are shot. We got new rollers on order. They're not gonna be here for a week, but I think we can change it with the tracks on. I think I said that earlier. But we're gonna see if we can just get bearings, because if I can get bearings, then we can keep the roller. The roller's not wore out, it's just the bearings inside. Save a little bit of money. So we're gonna start the process of changing out these rollers. And then when that's done, try to collapse this as much as possible. It's a chore. It doesn't wanna go back anymore, but grease keeps coming out, so we'll keep fiddling with it. He's cutting the new tracks apart. And then when we get them all set, new wheels are on, we'll go ahead and lay the new track on, get the cherry picker or the lift. That thing's kind of working. And lift up the track as high as we can to get that sprocket on. And again, we're gonna flip sides of the sprocket, because this side you can see a lot of wear on it. But if we flip it around the other side, boom, it works. These tracks were not cheap. About 2,500 bucks to put new tracks on this thing. But the thing is, you don't do it very often. I mean, I'm willing to bet these are probably the original tracks, and this thing has around 4,000 hours on it. So, is it 4,000?
2,000.
2,000 hours. I'm way off. 2,000 hours. So every 2,000 hours, a new set of tracks. That's a lot of hours on this farm. Was that necessary? I guess it was kind of cool. All right, I'm a little nervous about putting these on because I'm sure they're stiffer because they're new. They're not stretched like the old ones because they're new. And they are heavy to wrestle around. Go. Ooh, we're getting smarter. I know there's a way to do this, but we're getting smarter. We got the back wheel on, front's on, the sprocket, the drive sprocket's not on yet, but we got this big 5-ton chain hoist here. It's actually 10-ton, but the beams we think can hold 5. It'll lift the skid steer off the ground. We'll go ahead and wrap it, see if we can pull this up tight, get enough room to slide that sprocket on and bolt it on, and then go to the other side. But it was a chore getting that on there. It was a chore, but it's on. All right, let's see if we can lift this up and put that sprocket on. All right, round 2. See if we've learned a thing or two from the first one. A couple things, I'll show you in a second, but let's see if I can manhandle this track off this. I'm really curious the weight of that thing. It's gotta be 400 pounds. It's heavy. There we go. Scissor lift for the win again. Won't believe the amount of things we use that scissor lift for. That's what it's for. It's another tool in the toolbox. Right. Firearms isn't here for right now, so I'll just see how far I can get without him. Probably not very far. So if you know what we're doing here, we've got the one cable, come along, strap, no, come along, big come along. Hooked up to the main beam of the crane, goes underneath the frame, hooks on the corner of the track right here. It's pulling it in, so it's got tension on it. He's lifting this lug right there, which is then causing the track to spin, which is then causing it to roll over that bottom wheel. And that pipe we have is just basically a guide. So it'll hit that pipe and slide, and those lugs will fall in. So it's just about to pop in. All of a sudden here, it's gonna jump in there. There it goes, she's in.
Now what we have to do is he's putting the greaser back in, and we got to pump grease into that cylinder, and it pushes that, well actually that roller pushes forward, which tightens the track. Pretty sweet system really, but it's got a little slop in it, so we need to correct that issue. Okay, let's pump it in.
The days are getting so nice. Love it. It got here. So I guess we got the tracks on right. Tread pattern's wrong. I'm decided I better help Legarms do his thing. He's moving grain bins again. He wants these two little ones gone. We're not gonna destroy them. They're nice little bins, but we had them for just some real basic storage of basically junk. So we got rid of the junk. He's bringing a service truck over. We're gonna lift those things up and put them on two hopper bottom rings that we have from these over here that we had bought that we didn't use. And then we can just kind of scoot them around and move them for the time being. And then all this is getting ripped up. And we're gonna put two more hoppers in like that, right here. So it should go well. So let's lift some grain bins. It's gonna be fun.
Now we've done this before. These are very light bins. So what I took is a tire with a rim, made sure it's got enough air pressure because you don't want to pop it off the beat, and hooked it onto the rope, go up there, suck to the ceiling, and then the whole bin will lift right off, and we can move it to another location. So now we just gotta lift it up and cause some damage if we're not careful.
Nothing to see. Just moving grain bins. I don't know why we moved these things. I think this is the fourth time these things have been moved. They were like 4 miles up the road that way. Then they came to our farmyard over there, and then we brought them over here, and now they got a new home somewhere. Somewhere. Make a nice gazebo though, right? Out of that. There we go. Just gotta anchor them down to those pads. And then we can skid it all over the place with the skid steer. Skiddy case. Case steer. That thing over there. TV380. Looks good at those new tracks. Looks really good.